Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Janelle Veronica and I post makeup videos twice a week on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. So if you absolutely love your makeup, make sure that you subscribe and join the family here in Makeup Land. For today's makeup, I have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation. That's what I'm going to be using on my base. I'm also going to go in with the McGrath concealer as well. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with the Juvia's Place Culture eyeshadow palette. This is what the palette looks like. A nice assortment of colors. I'm thinking about doing a little fall eyeshadow look today. So this is what we're going to be using to create the eye look. Alright guys, so with that said, and I'm also going to sprinkle in some other makeup to pull a full face together. So with that said, let me get to priming and let me get some makeup on my face. For my primer, this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Primer. I love this primer. I love the way how it smells. It gets a little tacky on the face, and that is what holds on to the makeup. Alright, and as you can see, it's an instant retouch. It's a blurring primer. It just blurs the skin, minimizes the pores. Face is looking nice and smooth and ready for foundation. Now, as I said, for foundation, this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I am going in with the shade 440. Just going to go in and dot that all over the face. Alright, to blend that out, I am going in with a Real Techniques sponge. And my sponges are always damp. I like to take my time and blend the foundation out, just to make sure that I have nice even coverage all over the face and that the foundation looks seamless on the skin. Alright guys, so we are all blended out and just look at how beautiful that foundation is. I have oily skin. It's a hydrating foundation, but I find I have no problems with it. It dries down, stays in place all day. As long as I set it with a mattifying setting spray, we are all good to go. I'm going to go in with my concealer now. This is the McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. I am going in with the shade MD23. So I'm just going to do some concealing and highlighting of the face. I like to conceal my mustache as well. Highlight the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and then a little bit on my chin. Now, as always, I'm going to let that concealer dry down, because when you let your concealer dry down, you get fuller coverage, and I'm a full coverage kind of babe. I'm going to go in and sculpt my face. For my contour, this is the black Opal Stick Foundation in the shade Ebony Brown. So on the cheekbones and around the forehead. I'm going to go in with my BH Cosmetics number 3 brush and start to blend that contour out, pushing the cheekbones upwards. This blends out so easily. It's not stiff. It's a stick foundation, so it glides. It moves so nicely. Working it backwards into my hairline. Alright guys, and just like that, contour is blended out. I'm going to switch to my Cala sponge. These sponges are so soft. I love to use a softer sponge to blend my concealer out. So I'm just going to start at my chin. Onto the forehead. Down the bridge of my nose. I like to get these areas out of the way first before I go in and blend my under eyes. Then onto the under eyes. Always look up so that you get directly under the lower lash line. Alright guys, so concealer all blended out. To set my concealer down today, I am going in with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in the shade Banana Bread. Now this powder just melts right into the concealer. You don't get any flashback at all. Alright, look at how that just melts into the concealer. It is such a beautiful setting powder on my chin. I'm going to go in and set down the bridge of my nose where I highlighted. Alright, and look at that Huda Beauty powder. So seamless. My under eyes look so smooth. And as I said, it just sinks into the complexion. You don't get any flashback. It really is one of my favorite setting powders. Now I'm going to go in and set the rest of my face. So all of the areas that I did not go in with that Huda Beauty powder. So around the cheekbones and around the forehead, I am going in with the Black Opal True Color Oil Absorbing Pressed Powder in the shade Bronze Boo. And I'm going in on my BH Cosmetics #1 brush. For my bronzer today, I'm going to work from my Juvia's Place bronzer. This is the dark one. I'm going to go in with the darker shade in the palette on my Ashley Lee P04 brush. So we're going to go in and warm up the perimeter, the cheekbones. You know, just to give us that bronzed look, that bronzed glow around the forehead as well. I'm going to go in with the lighter shade of the bronzer, and I'm going to use that just to sculpt my nose out. Alright, always make sure that you blend it so that your nose sculpting does not look harsh. I like it where you can barely even see it. Alright, so base is looking good. I'm just going to do my brows quickly off camera, come back and get into the eyeshadow look. Alright guys, so brows are done. I did them quickly off camera just to save a little bit of time. But does anyone still care about brows? My brows are so simple, nothing spectacular. I just fill them in with a dark brown pencil and that's about it. As I said, for the eyeshadow, I have the Juvia's Place Culture eyeshadow palette. I think this palette is so beautiful. I used it a lot during summer, but I'm going to go a little bit more brown and gold today since we're going into the fall season. So I'm just going to jump right in and create an eye look. For my crease and the outer V, I am going to go into this brown shade in the palette. It's called Wazobia. I'm going in on my Morphe M434 brush. To prime my eyes for the eyeshadow today, I forgot to tell you, I went in with the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I like this because it dries down matte and I don't have to set it with powder. And the shade that I went in with is Deep Olive. Alright, I'm also going to work that color on the outer V, as I said. And I'm just stamping that color into my crease to build up the crease, make sure that it is nicely defined. This shade is giving me all of these pumpkin spice vibes. So I'm just blending that color out to make sure that it's nicely blended, nice and soft. Alright, so that's nicely blended, nice and soft looking in the crease. For my lid, I'm going to go in with this color. It's called Biafra. These names, I wish I knew what the names for the Juvia's Place palette meant, but I don't. So if you do, drop me a comment, let me know. But it's like a goldy greeny shimmer shade in the palette. And I'm going in with my e.l.f. flat shader brush. Alright, so this shade, very pretty. So I'm just working that all over the lid. Alright, I want to go back in and define my crease. So I'm going to go back in with that brown shade. And I'm going in with a Morphe M321 Bullet Crease Brush. This is so good for detail work, for getting directly into the crease. Back in with the same brown shade, but I'm switching back to my Morphe M434 brush just to reblend the outer V of the eye. I'm going to run a little bit of black liner on my lower lash line. This is the LA Girl Intense Stay Auto Liner in the shade Ultimate Black. Back in with the same brown called Juvia, just to smoke that out. I'm going to go in with an inner corner highlight. There's a color called Ija. It's a nice, like a light peach shimmer shade. I'm going to use that, like a silvery peachy color, for my inner corner. Alright, so we are done with the palette. Eye look nice and cute, well blended. The shimmer shade on the lid, so pretty. And I like the black in on my lower lash line. I'm going to pop a pair of lashes on. For the lashes, I'm going to go in with my favorite lash, which is the Eyelure London Definition Full and Bold Lash. It's style number 126. Alright guys, so lashes are on, and aren't these lashes so cute? Just the right amount of flutteriness, the right amount of drama. They're not too big and overpowering on the eye. I don't like lashes that are too big. It's time for blush. For my blush, I'm going to go in with an LA Girl blush. It looks so bright, but once you just tap your brush in and apply lightly, it's such a beautiful blush. This is the LA Girl Just Blush and Blush in the shade Just for Fun. I like that name. Alright, and you see, you would never imagine that a blush this color would look so nice and so subtle on the face. I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter in Molten Gold and just highlight my nose, down the bridge of my nose, on the tip. Then I go back in with my sponge just to make sure that that sinks in nicely. and that it's not just sitting on top of the skin, on top of the nose. Alright, time to perfect the under eyes. Going in with my Morphe M554 tapered paddle brush. So good for getting directly under the eyes. I'm going to just dip into some of that Huda Beauty powder, shake the excess off, then just going and perfect. I don't like to bake, I just like to go in with this final step to perfect the under eyes and to blend it nicely into the blush. For my setting spray, I am going in with the Morphe Mattifying Continuous Setting Mist. While that setting spray dries down, I'm going to work on my lips. We're going to go brown on the lips because nothing says fall makeup like a nice sultry brown lip. I'm going to line my lips with the Morphe lip liner in the shade Trendsetter. It's a nice chocolate brown liner. This pencil just glaze on. It's not stiff or anything like that. Absolutely love that pencil from Morphe. For my lipstick, I'm going to go in with an LA Girl lipstick. I absolutely love these matte flat velvet lipsticks by LA Girl. And the shade I am going in with is Spicy. That so beautiful. I'm not going to go in with any gloss today because although it's a matte lipstick, it still has a little bit of sheen to it. It is very comfortable on the lips and it wears nicely throughout the day. I find it lasts for a long time. I'm just going to go back in with a little bit more blush. Alright guys, and that is the makeup look all complete. My nice cute full coverage fall makeup look. I love the tones on the eyes, the nice gold, the nice brown, the nice orangey blush to tie in with the eyes, and the nice sultry lip. Alright, so I hope you guys like the makeup. If you do, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Drop me a comment. Let me know if you are transitioning your makeup for the fall season or if there are any new products that you are incorporating into your makeup routine that you did not use during summer. Alright guys, so until next time, be fantastic. Have a fabulous week as always, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.